Hello and welcome back to the Vittles podcast with me, Adam Coghlan. Today we've got Farsin, Rabiee and Ziad Halub, the two guys behind Logma, one of the most popular and most publicised restaurant openings of the year. Logma opened in London Fields at the end of last year and has been an instant hit both in real life and on social media. Ziad, Farsin, welcome. Thank you very much for coming on the Vittles podcast. It's very nice to have you both. I was talking to Jonathan, who the Vittles founder, yesterday, and he was saying, first things first, should we be describing Logma as Iraqi-Iranian or Iranian-Iraqi?
So funny because we've gone through this so many times.
We had this argument. Actually, this was a real point of contention.
Yeah, it really was.
When we first started. Either or.
It doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, we're democratic about it.
I think is Iranian before Iraqi in the alphabet? I'm like confused now. Is that why we chose it in the end?
I don't know.
That might have been the reason. Yeah.
N comes before Q. Does it?
Yeah, and does anyone remember?
Yeah. Can someone let us know? Yeah.
Because I think that was what we decided
yeah.
in the end. We're like
But the food is completely mixed. It's equal weighting on both.
It's funny you say this, actually, the Iranian-Iraqi thing, because now I had like a moment a few weeks ago where I was like, should we have just not called it Iranian-Iraqi? Because a lot of the food we make, a lot of dishes we make sometimes are more traditional, but a lot of them are just things that we made up that take inspiration from Iranian and Iraqi flavors, or stuff that like we take inspiration from where we live or what we can find seasonally. So we do have some people come in and they'll be like, but that's not Iranian or that's not Iraqi. And so that like I had this like weird moment a few weeks ago when I was like, should we have even called it Iranian-Iraqi? Because it's not really. Some days it's like completely just like we made this whole menu up for a special, for instance, and then it's like,
Or it's our take on sort of how I would eat. So we have a dish in Iraq called bagel bildihin, and it's so heavy and it's delicious when I'm there, but you can only have it once a year because you think you're gonna die. It's like beans and like basically a gallon of oil and like a deep fried egg, and it's amazing but very, very intense. So I was like, I would eat it usually like a panzanella in our house. So I was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. And then the Iraqis were like, but that's not a bagel bildihin. And I'm like, but it is for me, like that's our own. And it tastes the same, but just without the gallon of oil. So there's a push and a pull, I think, when it comes to traditional food.
But in terms of if it's like, it's 50-50, I would say.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but like,
but you're
we mix it up.
Reinterpreting, reimagining things.
It's not even a reimagining. I think when it comes to diaspora communities, we've all adapted the way that we eat based on different things that we've learned from traveling, from different places that we've spent time, from different techniques. So I wouldn't even call it, it's still a dish that's rightfully Iraqi, made by an Iraqi or an Iranian. It's just the way that we would make it instead. And that's not a reimagining because things are changing constantly.
So you guys opened Logma in December last year, so you've been open for 6 months. One word that is always used to describe the Logma in all of the press and on social is virality, and the fact that these sandwiches that you've done have taken off on social media. I'm always like fascinated to know what it's like to be like involved in something that goes viral, and whether or not you had any idea that was coming, or and how it's been, and what you kind of attribute that virality to.
I think sort of it was a happy coincidence of things. I think some people open up a business or open up a restaurant and their first goal is to make it sort of Instagrammable or viral. That's not what we did. It was the complete opposite. We live in the area. We live basically upstairs. And we wanted to create the space for us and for sort of the neighborhood and for us to get good food, just that we make ourselves. And it just so happened that our really good friend Drew has a really good friend called Jules who runs London on the Inside. And she came on our very first day, had a sandwich.
Shout out to Jules.
Shout out to Jules and to Drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she posted about it. It went online. Something happened. The magic happened online. And then that's it. It was sort of, it just grew from there.
You hit that algorithm.
Something happened. But I think it's really, we're very conscious of it. And there's something about it where people are fleeting in what they like and what they enjoy and where the algorithm takes them. So we haven't built it for the algorithm, and and I've been very conscious to not do anything for the algorithm. It's still for our neighborhood. It's still for our neighbors. It's for the people that we see every single day. It's for our regulars. And we really wanted to keep that spirit up, because we understand that while we're still very grateful for everyone traveling from all over to come and eat a kofta sandwich, that these people are very fleeting and they're transient, and they will come and they will go, and they will probably not make that journey again. But it was a nice moment to have. So I think it's about building something a bit more sustainable than a viral sandwich spot.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's funny you say this vitality thing, because I remember when we were already building and like deep into the construction side of things and stuff, and our friend was like, you need to be filming this. You guys need to
Making content.
We had a lot of friends who were like, you guys need to get TikTok ASAP. Like, everyone wants to see a founder's journey. And then and I was like, bro, we're tired. Like, because we were already working our jobs and then coming and having to deal with the build and everything and buying things for the kitchen, figuring it all out. So I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do. Like, I don't care. Like, we were barely posting. And I remember we had to like rush post something when we finally finished painting and stuff. And someone was like, you should paint like the progress of the build and like something. You need to post. My point is that it was just so natural. And everyone keeps saying, oh, you guys did it so authentically and this and that. And I was like, well, because literally it was authentically. We were just posting when we had to. We're like, okay, we're open. Here's the special of the day and here's that. And I think I personally myself, as someone who, has social media, that's what I want to see, because I'm so sick and tired of people shoving things down my throat. When it comes to like content creators or just advertising and all of these sponsored things that keep happening online. I think there's a shift. And I think maybe, I don't know whether, we've hit the algorithm, like you say, or not. Maybe that has something to do with it. The fact that it truly was an authentic process. Like, we didn't force anything. We just went with the flow, really. And maybe people picked up on that. I don't know.
There's something about the journey, I think, that, we don't want to shove a founder's journey down everyone's throat. Like, that's not really for us to, either people are interested or not. But our locals that come in, for example, we know what they're going through week by week because we know them by name. But also they've seen the journey for us. So like, they'll come in and be like, that's a new piece of furniture, or that's a new oven that you guys have. Oh, you finally have a sign outside. And they see it in real time and they care to engage when they care to engage. And if they don't want to engage, that's okay too. But I think it's not really for us to be like, hey, algorithm, hey, Instagram, we have a sign outside now. We've just got this. That's not really. And also we're too tired to.
We're just like too tired.
Like it happens.
There's no social media team.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're making kuftas and we're literally posting and so.
What kind of timeline did this happen on? When did Jules post? Did she post in December?
Yeah.
This all happened quite quickly.
The first week, no? Or the first...
It was like the first day that we opened.
The first day.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's the dream.
Yeah.
Do you find though that it affects? You're conscious of it? Does it affect people's expectation coming in? That they've seen it, they know, it's almost like meeting a celebrity, isn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Chill on that, right? But no.
But I think what happens is, and we've had this a lot, where first of all, we're super appreciative and humbled by people travel. Because like Ziad was saying earlier, we really opened this thinking that it would just be like a little neighborhood cafe bistro. We thought we would like mostly have our friends drop in and some of the people in the area. We were already stressing out about like, is anyone even going to come? Like these normal things. I'm not going to lie. We had already done supper clubs and pop-ups and we built the confidence to open up a place. So we knew we had a network, but we definitely didn't think that people were going to travel all the way from like Zone 7 on a Saturday morning and queue outside just for a sandwich. So in terms of meeting expectations, I mean, it is difficult because a lot of people come and they're very disappointed sometimes because we'll have people queuing at 10 a.m. for a sandwich and they don't understand that like we're also a cafe in the morning. We just have coffees and buns and it's meant to be a space for that. We're not a sandwich spot. We were never intended to be a sandwich spot. So people will come like literally on a Sunday or Saturday at 10 a.m. and like already ask for the sandwich, which is amazing. But like, we're not built like that. And also we only have a certain amount of food a day. It's a tiny, anyone who's been there, it's a tiny space. It's a tiny cafe, bistro. It's like, we've got a tiny kitchen. we've got an amazing team, but we're small. And so we can only make and even if we wanted to make more food, we don't have the kitchen for it at the moment. So I think like people come and I don't know, they have this concept in their head of what it's going to be. They've probably seen it go viral. They think we're going to have this endless amount of food, or they might think it's bigger inside. People come and they're like, okay, well, is there seating downstairs? I heard it was a restaurant. Or they'll see like the menu that we do once a week for the supper club, and they'll be like, okay, can I order like the fish, or can I have this? Like we'll have a lot of these expectations, and we're a bit like, we're just two dudes, and like we've got an amazing sous chef now who helps us out, but that's it. Like we're not really making food for the masses. We're not a huge enterprise kind of chain.
Well, I think that's it, and we're very humbled, and I think we're very conscious that people have traveled a long way to get here. And I actually had a reading list of, like you said, when we opened this place up, I was like, okay, my life's going to quieten down a bit. I had a reading list of things that I'm going to read behind the bar in our quiet moments. That hasn't really come to pass, and I'm very happy about it. I think it's about meeting expectations. It means that for me at least, it's about, we can't have an off day, and everyone has off days, right? There was one time that, we don't know whether it's still an accident or not, but Farsin may or may not have stabbed me. And
That
it was
an accident. Don't say
the jury's out. The jury's out, right? But I was
tensions run high in kitchens.
But
no, it was just I was so tired. I had the knife the other way. You're supposed to have it this way, and then he turned around. And like I said, the kitchen is very small.
It's a small space.
Yeah,
so I'm bandaging myself up, right?
Yeah.
Just before service, I don't like bleed out all over the kitchen. And it was like 10 minutes before service, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm just like gonna bandage myself so I can carry on with service. And we were about 10-15 minutes late for reasons, and like people were angry. Really? I've travelled all the way from West London for this. How dare you not start on time? Why are you so slow? You guys are not efficient. And I think there's this thing where people forget that there's two people behind it, and two people can have bad days. Things can happen. I thought it was funny, right? But it just means that it really set that moment, I think, was a change for me, where we have to just be on our A game. People don't care whether we're having bad days. People don't care if something's blown up or our kitchen's on fire. They want that sandwich, and they want it now. So it's about optimizing processes. And when we first started, I think we treated it like someone was literally coming to our house. So there was kind of a slowness about it and a laziness about it. Storm. But now we're a bit more on top of it.
There's the busyness and the has it been consistent? Has it been consistent, like the guests coming and the pace of
I would say
service?
Yes, for the most part.
Yeah.
Not to try and flex.
No.
But there have been weekdays where we have weekdays now, especially now where it gets a little quieter. But lunchtime is busy and weekends are just very busy.
Because I'm sure it hasn't escaped you both that there's a narrative in the restaurant and hospitality industry more broadly that times are tough.
Yeah,
costs are through the roof. Supply outweighs demand. And it's businesses are really struggling, and it's been like that since kind of COVID, and Brexit's compounded that. So to open in that moment, in that and this sort of narrative is swirling. How does it feel to sort of started out, you were neither of you professionally trained chefs, and it's all just sort of gone great, and it's been consistently great. Are you waiting for it to sort of all?
It's hard to answer. Listen, I think for us, it's still difficult, right? I mean, opening up, firstly, this is self-funded. So we're very conscious of the fact that we have not taken outside investment. This is all coming from us and our family. Still paying dad back.
Yeah. Shout out mom and dad.
To both of our parents, actually. Yeah, thank you. So we had to do it in a way that was sustainable. And I use the word sustainability a lot because I think it's important. I think it's important to be sustainable with making sure that we are community-led and like neighborhood spot first, and that we do things in a way where we're not like pissing cash out. It's not 100-seater restaurant. It's 18 seats, right? That keeps our overheads low. We have a very limited amount of food that we make per day, so wastage is minimum. what we don't want to ever see is us like throwing tons and tons of food away. That would really suck. And for any food that's left over, we will give to our neighbors, for example, the local businesses around. But like, oh, by the way, we have a couple of plates left. Do you guys want them? And then we share the food out. And they do the same with us. And it's a really nice, like, just vibe that we've built in that little tiny stretch. And then we're there every day. It's not like we're like hands off found. We're there every single day, making kofta sandwiches and specials. And it just means that we haven't really had a chance to sort of step back. But it means our overheads are low, but we still haven't given ourselves a salary. We haven't paid ourselves since we first started. It's not like, like, yay, business. It's no, we're still like, there's things that we have to pay for. Overheads are crazy. We don't want to compromise on ingredients or not using organic produce or not using certain suppliers. And that has meant that we're going to take a hit regardless. I mean, listen, we didn't do this for cash anyway. So
why did you do it? If neither of you professionally trained chefs, what made you want to go into cooking and opening a food business? I mean, it's worked, and you seem to both know your way around the kitchen.
I mean, I think honestly, it was such a, once again, natural process of things happening. It was like it just happened. But we literally were just throwing dinner parties at home. And then our very good friend, Nacho, which is also our sous chef at the moment, who we love and is very good at his job. But he basically one day was like, you guys should just like, you should come at E5 and do a supper club. Because, why not? Like, test it out. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. Because I mentioned to him, it would be fun to like bring this cooking that we do to another level and just test it. Because, we're so popular for our friends. Never did we think we were real chefs or that we were gonna, sell out tickets or anything like that. We just wanted to do something fun. And then it was just a fun thing for a few times. And then
our
like,
friends were getting mad at us, right?
Yeah.
So our friends were like, why are we not invited to your dinner parties? I'm like, oh God, okay. So let's just consolidate everything and make something.
And then it just naturally happened. So it wasn't like we were like, oh my God, we're gonna do this. We have this dream. I always did in the back of my head have this little dream. I always want to like open up wouldn't it be cute to open up a little spot where you could just do little things like a sandwich and this, and it's just not too intense. And it kind of became that.
But the supper club you were doing at home, this is above where Logma now is.
Yeah. So sorry. So we were doing just dinners at home in our house for friends, and those were getting more and more popular. And then we did a supper club at E5.
Just for the record, we were not charging our friends to come stay.
Yeah. It wasn't a supper club.
Why not?
That was
you realized that you could.
Then we did it at E5, and then we did like another one, and then we did like another one, another place, and then we did a pop up, and then it just grew its own legs. And we were doing that as a part-time thing for fun. It was truly just like a passion project for fun. We were both working like really intense jobs and like some days we didn't have time. I remember one of the supper clubs, we were like, oh my God, like this is so intense. Like we decided to cook for like 80 people or something. And we're like, how are we gonna schedule this in? But it just happened because it was fun and it was carefree, and we were choosing the menus, and we were going to, suppliers and looking at food and fish markets. It was just a fun thing that we were doing. So.
And I guess when people love it and respond to it, it encourages you to sort of, want to do it more, right?
Yeah.
What were the jobs that you were both doing before this?
So I was a TV producer or a news producer. I worked for TV networks and also freelance journalist, basically, which is an industry that's really struggling at the moment. So I was in between jobs when I was freelancing when we started doing the supper clubs. So for me, it was very much like, let's just go for it. Whereas Ziad was really busy, actually.
I was consulting sort of luxury businesses of how to just navigate the world, and I was basically
what kind of luxury businesses?
Mostly skincare and perfume.
Really?
Yeah. So just how to sort of navigate the market. The market's super volatile, and sort of how to just play in these spaces. I loved what I did, and I'm still really good friends with all my clients who constantly ask about how it's going, and it was really interesting because my career was hitting another sort of level, and then we walked past. It was such a weird and very kind of, I don't know, it was a bit of a fuck it moment where we walked past this place that said like for rent, and it wasn't advertised online. It was one of those like tabs that you pull with a number on it, but it was just
Just literally underneath our house.
and we were, let's just check it out.
Let's
What
just
is this
check it out.
space? Yeah. And it was so, like, there was no thought process behind it at all, apart from the fact that it was underneath our house.
But it was an annoying time because I had just gotten a new job and he was really busy in a new job. So we were like, should we do it? And I was like, okay, fuck it, let's just do it. So.
Yeah, it was. And there was kind of really very little thought behind it. We were like, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
And then we did it. I mean, we pitched the idea to the landlord, and it was between us and a few other businesses. And she liked what she was like, yeah, cool. You guys seem fine. Do what you want to the space, and just don't burn the place down. And that was it.
It's interesting to me, I talk to lots of people about restaurants that I've been going to or restaurants that I'm writing about. And most people outside of the food and restaurant business, like, often haven't really heard of where I'm talking about. But everyone I've spoken to knows about Logma. And when I posted a picture, when Cole Wilson came to do those photographs and you were rammed inside, and I just sort of stayed outside and posted a picture. And
by the way, just want to say thank you to Cole Wilson for those pictures because they were
Did an amazing
beautiful.
job.
He's
what a great guy.
He's such
we love
a good
him.
guy. I wish he lived in London.
Yeah.
But I posted that picture and I got so much feet. I so want to go. I've heard about this. My friends told me about this. It's like you seem to have this like broad kind of cross-cultural appeal. And I wonder if you have any theories yourselves as to why that might be, whether it's the industries that you come from, the fact that you're not from the food world, but people in art and fashion and film and music. It's on everybody's radar. And I don't think that's because of, the hype sandwich Instagram sphere.
It's not like we've sat down and thought about this. I mean, first of all, like we've said before, we're very, very, very grateful for the hype. I will say, without sounding arrogant, that Ziad is a born and bred Londoner, which is quite rare. I mean, he's like from Zone 1. Yeah.
Farringdon, weirdly.
Are you?
Yeah.
I've lived in East London like for 20 years. So we've been around, so to say. Like,
okay.
We know a lot of people. We're very social, and we're very community focused in a way. Like, we like meeting new people. And I don't know, I personally have always been around creative spaces. It was one of the reasons I moved to London and East London. And maybe that has something to do with it. It's not like one day we just like opened something and then it was like, here we are. It was like, we kind of had a good push. We had a great community and a network of people around us who have been very supportive from day one. So maybe that has something to do with it. And they're all, we have a lot of friends who are really interesting people who do really interesting things and who have been very supportive. And so I don't know. I can't sit and speculate why we're popular because that would be...
I agree with you.
But do you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like
totally
you
know people, you've been around.
Well, it's more the fact that sort of like I think sort of that kind of reflection where it hits different industries and different people from different places know about it is just it echoes our friend group, right? Our friends are all doing cool stuff in different, like lots of our friends work in fashion, lots of our friends work in film, lots of our friends work in different and arts, and yeah, exactly. So it just kind of would match.
Actually,
yeah.
I mean, two of our friends who are super talented designed our space for us, which we are very grateful for. Babak Hashim and Najat and Farooq Alman. If anyone is wondering who designed the space for the shout out to them.
But that also happened where we sort of asked Babak a small question and he was like, guys, can you just like move over and can we design the space? And we were like, yeah, sure. Yeah. He was like, can I have creative freedom? We were like, absolutely. And then the space kind of happened.
And then he was like, I've got an amazing architect to bring on. So I don't know, it was just, and they obviously probably bring their network. And then, like I'm wearing Paria Farzana's jeans today. Sorry, I'm shouting out all of our friends. But this is what I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. And she was like, when we did our press photos, she's like, I'm going to lend you, like, you can have anything you want for the clothes. Our friend Shems took the pictures. We knew, what I mean? It's just little, when we were opening, we were like, can people come support us? And people would come by. I guess, I don't know. It's like...
Yeah, it's fully collaborative.
It's a collaborative process and that's how we want it to be. And so...
Yeah, and I think that sort of then trickles, right? Because it's not just like this is a thing we're doing. It's like this is a thing we're doing with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that then does beautiful things outside.
I want to talk about, you use the word community a lot, and I feel in general, in culture, people have overused the word community, and it's been a word that's been misappropriated since COVID, and there was a huge focus on community. I'm just wondering, like, what your own definition of community is, whether that's the neighborhood of Hackney City Farm Riviera or whatever you called it earlier off mic.
Goldsmith's
Road. Yeah, that's the
Goldsmith's Riviera.
that's the
Only
one.
because it's us. It's Zaytuna, which is our friend Kareem, who does the best falafel in London,
Hands down.
For real.
And then it's and then it's Little Georgia, and then we've got the Georgian wine shop across us as well. So it's like we've coined it the Goldsmith Riviera as a joke.
But this is the first time I've heard this phrase. But
I said it the other day because it was hot.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
hot. It was during the heat wave, and everyone was sat outside.
I remember the Haggerston Riviera was a term that really like took off when Berber and Q opened, like 8
Right.
Oh yeah.
10. I don't know when it was.
Anyway, sorry. Back to your
But
question.
yeah, they said whether it's the Iranian and Iraqi diaspora communities, or I'm just curious to know what, like, you very much wanted to open a space for community.
Yeah.
And how you position that, and how you
whatever
conceive
that
of
might mean, right? And there's different, and I think sort of from this conversation we've focused on the fact that our communities, we have multiple communities that we're a part of, and that kind of come together, and it's this intersection of like different types of people meeting and coming together. I think it's really important for us, right? Like, I think it's important to know who comes into your space. We're never going to do pre-orders on sandwiches. And this is a weird thing to say when it comes to community, but I think digitizing a process where everyone can just go on their phone and get whatever they want at any time, and it's really impersonal, is not something we want to do. We know when someone's child is sick. We know when one of our customers went for a job interview, we asked them the next day how it went. We know what's going on with absolutely everybody. We know when someone's in a bad mood. They know when we're in a bad mood, right? And they ask us if we're okay. They know when we get new furniture. We know when someone's moved house. And I think sort of community really means that. There's a bunch of people that were sitting on the table that all became like best friends and went drinking that night. They didn't know each other before, but they sat on the round table. And they all just got talking. They're like, should we go for a drink? And they all went for a drink. And I think it's just that. It's just a space where people can come together and kind of have these very genuine, like, moments of interaction. And they can argue as well. And that's a genuine moment of interaction. But it's sort of, I don't know. That's what it means for me, at least.
And then also, I think one of the reasons we did create the space, there's multiple reasons, was because we felt also that there wasn't a space for other like-minded people within the Iranian and Iraqi or Middle Eastern or Swana or however you want to call it communities, specifically in East London, specifically for us. There's nowhere really to go. There's a huge Turkish and Kurdish community in Hackney and Dalston, but there wasn't really quite an Arab or Iranian one. So we kind of wanted to build a little hub for them. Where we lived, and that's kind of like, that was really important. And it was actually, it's interesting how we opened up during a lot of things politically started to kick off in Iran, and it actually became a little bit of a haven for people who live locally, especially Iranians. Like, a lot of people came in, there was a lot of crying, we had massive protests happening in Iran and people getting killed in January, and then the war happened. So a lot of people weren't able to even reach their families during internet shutdowns. Which has only now recently been opened up again. So we had a lot of Iranians come in and say, hey, listen, this is such a great space for us to come in and feel like home. And you've got, cooking from home, where I can just come. Literally had like so many people come in and we just cried together. And just it was a tough time actually when we opened for a lot of Middle Eastern people, because there was a lot going on. I don't know. And it felt nice because I think there are pockets of these places in North London, West London, but there never really was in East London. So,
and a lot of Iraqis, Iranians, and just Middle Eastern people in general that live in East London didn't really feel that represented.
Mm-hmm.
So they came, and actually we had met loads of Iraqis, Iranians, Egyptians, Palestinians, Lebanese people that were like, oh my God, our space has opened up and we live in the area.
Yeah.
And we all end up finding out we go to the same clubs and we go to the same bars, and we're ships in the night, and we always pass each other, but we never like linger in the same space for too long. So it's nice to also meet the wider Arab community.
Yeah.
Or Iranian communities. Sorry.
What's been the hardest part for you since you opened, do you think?
Where do I begin?
Yeah, so much.
All of
Literally
it.
everything else. The people have been amazing. The feedback's been amazing. Cooking is always fun. It's just, running a business, just the two of us. Yeah. I mean, the first few weeks, the first month, we didn't even hire anyone. We thought we would be able to do everything ourselves. That's how, I mean, we didn't expect, I don't want to sound once again like we didn't expect, but we thought we'd be a little popular cafe, but we didn't have a KP or a barista or anything. We were just doing everything ourselves. We're cooking and everything. So the first few weeks were really tough. And also we've never really run a business like this before. So it's been very hard learning every week, but that's also kind of the fun part in a way, where you kind of learn from your mistakes. But
Yeah.
How long have you been together?
3.5 years.
Yeah.
3.5 years.
Oh, that's not that long to go into business together.
No.
No.
We're clearly risk takers, so
I love it.
That bit actually felt more natural. I think that the difficulty that I had was really switching up. I mean, consultancy could mean I can just send some emails in bed and then go back to bed and have a nap and then wake up. And I think sort of like physically being somewhere present at a specific, and you can't, I think sort of you're also dealing with hungry people, and I get hangry, right? So it's, you either get the food out or you don't get the food out, and it's that simple. It's black and white. Not like, oh yeah, I'll give you this report tomorrow morning instead I'm a bit late. It's, this needs to be done now, and we have this many minutes to get this much amount of food out. So I think it's just switching up that change of pace. My body's exhausted. Everything hurts. Everything hurts for you too.
Yeah, but it's funny you say this, because we always have this joke, because for me, that switch wasn't so hard because I've worked in live TV news. I was producing live TV shows. So like the stress of working in a gallery and like delivering, and I was like, I got this, like in terms of it. Whereas, I come from that culture where you just have to like get the show on air, and it's like really
Do it at all
stressful.
costs.
Everyone's yelling at each other. And actually the kitchen is very similar to the gallery or the control room, where everyone's just shouting at each other. It's like 1 hour or 2 hours.
Everyone, it's just us two screaming at each other.
Yeah, we don't scream at our staff.
Stabbing each other.
And no one stabbed nobody. That didn't happen. But still, having done that on TV, it is really difficult, because with TV, for instance, that's it. The day finishes and then you go home. Whereas no, you get home, you have to order, you have to contact your suppliers, you have to do all the admin work, you have to do the cleaning, you have to do the prepping for the next day. It's been difficult realizing, oh wow, there's a lot more than just cooking food and hanging out with your friends in your cafe.
Yeah. And I think that was a pipe dream that we kind of had. I was like, it's going to be a hang, and it's definitely not. And
it's hard work.
It's a lot of work.
It's
and
tough.
It's very labor intensive.
It's tough. It's not easy. And I don't want to anyone who wants to open up a cafe or a restaurant or a bistro or wherever you want to go, a food business of any sorts. It's fun. It's worth it maybe for some people, but it is a lot of work. But I don't want to scare people. It's tough.
Yeah. And it's you come home and you smell like food. I think your sensory perception of when you get hungry changes as well, because you're around food all the time. So it's only when I like shower the food off at the end of the day, if I even have energy to do that, then I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. Shit, I'm really hungry. So it's all of these little like very biological things for me that are the hardest bits, I think. But it's getting better.
I know you've got to rush back to the restaurant.
We literally have to go now
for service.
Yeah. And prep for our dinner.
Just before you go, I want to. We're not going to have a show and tell today. We're just going to have a tell.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. But quickly tell me about the things that you were both intending to bring.
I was going to bring my grandmother, who passed away a few years ago and was a great cook. And actually, we do a dish sometimes as a special, which is her carrot and chicken stew, which I sometimes do in her, for her. She left me a kafgir, which is like a big spoon, but it's specifically for rice that you use in Iranian
like
cooking.
A paddle.
It's like a paddle, but it's specifically for rice because it's kind of like a sieve.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a slotted spoon.
Yeah.
So I was gonna bring that, and then it comes with a ladle, and and they're both like they're silver, no? Yeah. And I just thought that was very representative of Iranian cooking and Iraqi cooking, actually, or cooking from that region of the Middle East, where there's a lot of stew and rice. Rice and stew is very important. So I was going to bring that and speak about that, and also speak about, because one of, which we haven't touched on today, but I can just say quickly, one of the reasons we also we started doing our supper clubs was that we felt that Middle Eastern food was misrepresented a lot in London, especially in East London. Because like I mentioned earlier, you've got a lot of great Turkish and Kurdish restaurants, but you don't really have, and maybe a few Lebanese or Levantine places, but people's perception of Middle Eastern food seems to be that, like, that's it, hummus and pittas and shawarma, and we love all that, but that's not really what Iranian-Iraqi food is. And it's funny because people come to us sometimes and they're like, can you add more tahini sauce to your sandwiches? And we're like, we don't do that.
We don't use tahini in our sandwiches.
We use tahini in our buns and like our breakfast stuff.
Yeah.
So the ladle and then the kafkir, which we call it in Farsi, was kind of just to showcase that that's more important in Iranian cuisine. It's rice and stew. So anyway.
Nice.
I was going to bring a spice blend from Basra. So I'm from south of Iraq, and some families have something called an attar, which translates as perfumer, but is also a spice blend maker person. And you give them your family's recipe, and for generations they will continue to make this recipe that you give them. So you say, oh, by the way, I'm from this family, or I'm the son of this person, or whatever, and they'll be like, oh yeah, cool, we have the recipe, and then there's this old dusty book, and then they will make your spice blend, and it depends what it's for. So there's a spice blend for like meat and chicken and fish and dolma and rice and maqluba, and there's or even for pickling, and you just give them whatever you're making, they give it to you by the kilo. And I really, really enjoy them. And that's what I was going to bring.
What's in your spice blend?
Well, I wouldn't tell you.
Okay.
It's my family's secret recipe.
I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know. But it's a good spice blend.
So I bring back cases when I come back.
Guys, thanks so much. It's really
Thank you.
pleasure to have you both here.
Thank you for
I
having us.
wish you continued success.
Likewise with this amazing podcast. It was
Thank
fun.
you. And I must come.
Yes, you still haven't been.
No.
Oh my
Well,
God,
I
you gotta
came
come.
and stood outside and
The queue.
Come on.
made people believe that I'd been. That's what the internet. That's great. That's a great thing about the internet.
Come and
Just
eat.
pretend. I will.